Good morning, everyone. Today sorry, my mic is in silent mode. No, it is fine. Hello, good morning. Am I audible, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's start today. We'll took a new topic, which we say optimal binary search. Primarily, anything we do, any operations, we look at search. And anything which somebody has to organize, look at things, you always do searching, and is a general problem. And we look at, I'll take few examples, and then we look at how we can build our tree, which is a binary tree, which can give us optimal search result. So we know what binary search is. In binary to binary search tree, we basically have each node has two children. We have a left children and we have a right child, a left child and right child. And typically what we have like seen in a binary search tree, the value of a left child is smaller than the parent and value of the right child is bigger than the parent, less than equal to or greater than equal to. So parent node has two children, left child has a value less than or equal to parent, right child has a value greater than equal to parent, and that is what we call binary search tree. Now there are different kind of binary search tree which you have probably studied. I'm not sure whether you studied or not, but if not, you can look at it. We're not going to cover that, but we'll basically follow this property of binary tree where left child is less than the parent and right child is. And that means all the nodes which are belong to the left side of will be lesser to the node, and all the nodes which are to the right side of a node will always be greater. And this is the probability used. And typically, the height of a binary tree would be order log n, assuming it's balanced. If you take a random tree, that's what typically of the order would be. Now there are different kind of binary search tree. One is called red black tree, other is called AVL tree. Each has a different property or different purpose. Red black tree basically gives you faster insertion and deletion, but not so much faster search. Whereas AVL tree gives you faster search. Red black tree root is always black. A red node will have only black children, and from root to all descendants, number of black nodes would be the same. This is a typical property. AVL tree, which is also called Adelson, Walensky, and Landis tree, it basically gives us faster search, and we can look at. But we're not going to discuss red black tree or AVL tree. We look at a general binary search tree following a property that left child or the left descendants would have a value lesser than the node, and right child and right descendants would have a value greater than the node. Now, objective is how do you organize such a tree? And let me give few examples and then we talk about it. Let's look at a case that you are given a English document or you are given a list of words in English and need to translate. Your job is to translate all these English words into Kannada. You are also given a Kannada dictionary, whereas you can search for an English word, find the translation, and write it. So, question is, how do you organize this Kannada dictionary where you can do a search? If I to do a normal binary search tree, then typically, if you look at each time I look up a word, it may not be at the root, it may be in between. So typically, any search would take me log n time, because if the dictionary has n words and is organized as a binary tree, searching it will typically take me order log n time. And since my English document has n words, each word take on the average log n time. my total time is n log n. Question we are raising is, can we do better than n log n? Essentially, we know if you know the frequency of different words, like number of words could be occurring again and again, and if you know that certain words appear more often than the other, then can they give us better search result rather than still doing a log n? And that's what we look at. Let's look at another example there. Another example is, let's say you are basically a seller, vendor who is selling cell phone as a retailer like Amazon, Flipkart, and whatever, and you carry all different kind of cell phone, different brand, models, screen sizes, different prices, and your customer, depending on their budget, depending on their preference, would buy a different cell phone. Now, before buying, they like to search, find out about it. So when they ask for a particular phone, particular brand name, particular model, how do you figure out that, how to give detail, how to search their phone into your inventory? If you do a typical organization of all the phones as a binary search tree, on the average, each phone would basically give log n time, and we end up taking n log n time. But if you know that certain phone sells much more higher, let's say Samsung Galaxy sells much higher, so we can keep Samsung Galaxy at the top of the tree, another phone at the bottom of the tree, then my average search time would improve, and that is what we are looking at. So our problem is, given the number of keys, and given their probability of occurrence, how do we organize these keys such that my average search time is optimal, or I find the best optimal search time? So let me repeat again. My basic problem is, given n keys, given their frequency, given their frequency of occurrence, how to organize my binary search tree such that I get optimal search time. That means on the average, if I search for this optimal search time, and this is what we are looking at. So let's look at primarily what we are saying. First, we should know, so one approach is what we call is brute force approach. Brute force approach means, for given n nodes, generate all possible binary search tree, search for each item, and find the average computation, and then you get to know the answer. But then the number of search tree depending on n could actually be exponential, much higher. Then can you really do better? And that is what we'll basically try to look at. For given n nodes, number of binary search tree are given by a called Catalan number, which is defined as Cn is equal to 2n Cn by n plus 1. So that means if n is equal to 1, I'll get 2C1 by 2, which is basically I get only one tree. If n is 2, you look at 2 is 4C2 by 3, 4C2 is 6 by 3, so it is 2n Cn by n plus 1, so that means 4, 2n is 2, 4 C2 divided by 2 plus 1, which is 3, and the number is 2. Similarly, if n is, and what are the two subtrees? Either I can have like this, or I can have like this. There are two possible binary search tree with two nodes, and there's the number we basically get. If n is equal to 3, that means number is given as 2 and becomes 6, n becomes 3, so it becomes 6 is 3, n plus 1 is 4, 6 is 3 by 4, which is 20 by 4, that's 5. That means we should be able to get maximum 5 binary search tree. So given 3 nodes, first you can organize the binary search tree, then you can organize like this, you can organize like this, fourth, and you have basically so let me do that again. If we look at my, when n is equal to 3, I have a total of I have some issue, just give me a minute. So look at, if I have n is equal to 5, I have 5 such tree, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're the only possible 5 ways where you can organize my 5 distinct 5 such tree. If n is equal to 4, number of binary search tree would be 8C4, that is 2nCn by 5. We'll get 14 such binary search tree, and we can look at those 14 binary search trees as 1, 4A, second binary search tree, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and then you look at all I have given you this 14 binary search tree. Now, which one is optimal? That means we know the probability of each of the node. Look at average search time. You look at average search time, then you figure out whether which one is optimal, and that means if any time a probability changes, you need to figure out. So our basic problem is, given n number of keys, A1, A2, up to A3, A and n keys, with their probability of occurrence, which is P1 to P2, and sum of all P is equal to 1, find a binary search tree such that my average search time becomes optimal, or my average search time is minimal, and that is what we need to do. So one way is you evaluate for every tree, but that becomes exponential, which does not work because this Catalan number is given as 4 is to power n, and 4 is to power n by n raised to 3 by 2, which is basically exponential, and that means that is not going to be workable. So how do we organize? And that means we need to require reduction in number of search approaches, and that is what we'll make use of dynamic programming to figure out how do we handle these things. Let's take an example. Assume we have four nodes or 4 keys A, B, C, D. Probability of A is 0.1, probability of B is 0.2, probability of C is 0.4, and probability of key D is 0.3. So what is my average search time? So I have got different trees. Let's look at this one variation of tree given like this. Now look at average number of comparison. To get to A, we start from C. One comparison, we know A is less than B. Then go to B, 2 comparison. Then we go to A. So A is at level 3. So we do 3 comparisons. Probability is 1. So we get 3 into 0.1. So 3 into 0.1. Then B, to find B in this tree, we do 2 comparisons. First is C, second is B. So 2 comparisons. Probability is 0.2. So 2 into 0.2. C would be finding within 1 comparison. So become probability C is 0.4. 0.4 into 1. And probability D is 0.3. For finding D, we need 2 comparison. First with C, second with D. So becomes 0.3 into 2. And this value basically becomes 1.7. If the tree is organized like this, that's a different way. Now the average number of comparison, now A would need 2 comparisons, so I'll get 0.1 into 2. B would need 3 comparisons, first C, then A, then with B. So average number of comparisons, A is 0.1 into 2 comparison, B is probability of 0.2, 3 comparison, so 0.2 into 3, C 1 comparison, 0.4 into 1, and D 2 comparison for C and D, and this value becomes 1.8. If you were to have a different binary search tree, my average would be better, and we know that in the case of 4 numbers, it is basically 8C4 divided by number of 14. We need to evaluate all 14 and find out which is the way. And that certainly is not workable, because if next time the probability change, we need to evaluate again. So can you find better? And that is what the problem we discuss in today's case. So can we use dynamic programming to basically work out? Now, how do we look at dynamic programming? That means if you can solve the problem for a smaller set, remember it, make use of it to build a optimal solution will work, and that's what we'll use with what is called principle of optimality. So let's look at a node. So let's look at a node. Sorry, look at a tree. So number of keys, we have A1, A2, AN. So consider some index I. So AI to AJ. Let indicate for nodes AI to AJ where AI is less than AI plus 1, less than AI is less than AI plus 1, AI plus 1 less than AI plus 2, and so on and so forth. Let's indicate there's a tree which is called Tij. That means lowest key is I, highest key is J, and my average optimal search cost is Cij. So for a given tree Tij, there could be number of trees between AI to AJ, because total number of nodes would be J minus I plus 1. I could have number of binary search tree, but let's look at that Cij denotes my optimal search cost, and then how do you compute Cij? So if we can somehow compute Cij, so our objective is to compute C1n, because given n keys, we need to find the optimal cost. So if we can find C23, let's say n is equal to 5. Let's say if n is equal to 5, that means I need to find C15, then I can find C14, C13, or C2, 3 and make use of it. Then I can find C15, and that is what we would basically look at. So we look at Fender instances and let's understand how does this really work. And this next slide is primarily the crux of this optimal binary search tree, the problem. So we essentially need to look at how to break this Cij into a smaller problem. We know that in Cij, cost, my nodes are AI to AJ. Now AI to AJ, let's take an example. For example, I is equal to 3 and J is equal to 6. That means my number of keys are A3 less than A4 less than A5 equal to less than A6. Now in the optimal binary search tree, this could be root, or this could be the root, or this could be the root, this could be the root, depending upon the probability. What is probability of node 3 P3, probability of node 4, depending on the probability, anyone could be the root, and we need to look at what happens when. So consider that for these cases, AK is a root. So find that root AK which gives me optimal binary search tree. And we don't want to explore for each of the AK because that becomes a exponential problem. So how do we find out? That's what we need to look at. But we need to understand, if you look at the root AK, we know that if my AK is the root, all the nodes on the left side, if AK is the root, the nodes on the left side would be AI plus 1 up to AK minus 1, and node on the right side would be AK plus 1, AK plus 2 up to AJ. If AK is the root, AK could be anything, then all the left descendants would have value less than AK, and all the right descendants would have value greater than AK. This is what binary search tree give me, and we'll basically make use of this to find our optimal binary search tree. So essentially, we basically look at principal optimality means if my root is AK, then I have a left side. This has nodes AI to AK minus 1, and there will be some root there, and whatever that root is, that root will also follow the same structure. This tree would be optimal. Similarly, my right tree would have a node from AK plus 1 up to AJ, and there again this would be optimal subtree, and we based upon that we build our calculations. That's what we'll basically look at. So look at, given this root here, if AK is my root, so I'm looking at nodes, I'm looking at nodes AI to AJ. That means we are looking at the nodes AI, AI plus 1, AI plus 2 up to AJ. And K somewhere, K could be this AI, K could be I plus 1, or K could be AJ. But whichever AK we use, for the node from AI to AK plus 1, this is going to be optimal binary search tree. And for the node AK plus 1 to AJ, this would be optimal binary search tree. That is the probability we'll make use of. So look at what happens now. When I compare, this node AK would be compared only once. Now any node here, let's say I have a node, somewhere node AI, somewhere I have node AI plus 1. Now whatever their depth is, let's say in this tree the depth is 2. To find the node AI, we would be comparing this 3 times, first with AK, then with the root node, and then with this node. So in this optimal binary search tree, if I'm looking at only this, if this node AI is compared 2 times, then in my overall binary search tree, this key would be compared to 3 times because one more addition comes because of AK. So whatever my comparison in the subtree is, in the overall optimal tree, this comparison increases by 1, and that's the point essentially we're trying to say. Comparison with AK requires only 1, and comparison when you subtrees, I need to add this comparison one more time to find it out. So primarily, my recurrence relation or my dynamic programming becomes like this. We assume that cost of Cij is the optimal cost for tree Tij. That means node from AI to AJ, where AI is less than AI plus 1, and so on and so forth. We assume that AK is the root of the tree. Now AK could be anyone, AK could be I. So AK could be AI, AK could be AI plus 1, or AK could be AJ. So we need to find that K which gives the minimum, and look at all the trees in the subtree Tik plus 1, because if you look at my tree, let's say this is my optimal tree AK, or let me go back previously. If you look at this diagram, if this is my AK, this whole tree, if you look at, if this whole tree is Tij, and we know AK is the root, so I will keys AI to AK plus A minus 1. So this tree would be called Tik minus 1, and this tree would be called Tk plus 1 j, because lowest key is k plus 1, highest key is aj, so we call Tk plus 1 j. Here lowest key is ai, highest key is ak minus 1, so we call this tree as Tik plus 1. So that means my search cost of the overall tree would be probability of finding AK, which is Pk into 1, plus find the for each node, multiply the probability by the number of searches, and number of searches, whatever number of searches in this tree are, you add 1 to it because of AK comparison. That essentially what I'm saying in my reconciliation here. So that means in the tree Tik minus 1, the left subtree, whatever the level of the node was, add 1 to it and multiply the probability. Similarly, on the right subtree, whatever the level of node is, add 1 to it, multiply the probability plus my probability of my root node. And this will give me, I know that if this is my optimal, my Cij would be optimal only when my left subtree is optimal, my right subtree is optimal. So my recurrence is defined by this. Now you look at, I take this one out, 1 within 1 is a constant, so I can take out of this. So PS S varies from I to k minus 1 for left subtree, and right subtree S varies from k plus 1 to j. So if you take one out, so you get this first part, this part is what you get here, plus this one you get here, plus this is Pk, plus you get this part here, and this one basically comes here. So I bring these three things together, these three things, this, and this. If you look at this, what I have done, this is from 1, all the probability sum, plus Pk, plus k plus 1 to j, this is what I get. If you look at, so this is coming from this is coming from here, and this is coming from here. So this is what we get, and this is coming from here, and this part is coming from here. Now you look at, this is h is 1 to k minus 1 plus k plus 1 to j. That means this simply gets h is equal to, sorry, this should be not 1, this should be I. There's a typo error, there should be h is equal to I. I'll correct that. And that means the sum becomes, if you look at, I to j ps plus I get this part and I get this part. Now if you look at what is this, we are looking, this is optimal search tree on the left subtrees. That means this cost is Ci k minus 1, and this starting from k plus 1 to j optimal subtree. So this cost is C k plus 1 j. So if you look at, that is basically my cost becomes. So when you solve it, So my Cij is written as sum of all probability of the nodes plus min of Cik minus 1, this min always there. So left causal left subtree and right subtree, and using this we can actually find Cij, and once we can build it up, so we need to find C1n, so we can find C12, C13, C23 and so on and so forth, and that will give us cost of Cij. And we take an example to do that. So we know this what basic cost is, and we use this recurrence relation to build our binary subtree. Now you look at in this case, cost of Ci I minus 1 is 0. Why? Because we say there has to be root, and root left subtree will be Ai to Ak minus 1, and right subtree is Ak plus 1 to Aj. Now j is less than I, that means there is basically no node. We are looking at empty tree. So Ci I minus 1 is always 0. Next part you look at is Ci comma I is Pi, because we're looking at node Ci to Ci, only one node. My binary tree has only one node, and that means the search time is Ai, and because with only one comparison, probability Pi, so Ci is equal to Pi. So two things we'll make use of, which is Ci comma I minus 1 is 0, and Ci comma I is Pi, and based on we'll be able to sort it out. You have to focus a little bit on this because it may take a while you to understand. So I recommend you after the lecture, go through it again, practice it yourself, and then understand, then you'll be better off. Let's give an example. How do I compute C2 comma 4 using this equation 1? We know that C2 comma 4 means my S would or K would vary from 2, 3 and 4. So I need to do a sum of, if you look at C2 comma 4 is sum of 2, 3, 4 PS. So this part comes here, plus min of K. K varies from I to J, that means K becomes 2, K becomes 3, K becomes 4. So K becomes 2, K becomes 3, K becomes 4. When K becomes 2, I get, so remember I is 2 here, I is 2 and J is 4. So first time I becomes 2, this becomes C21, and sorry here when K becomes 2, so remember my values of K vary from 2, 3, 4. So first time we take K is equal to 2. When K is equal to 2, I is 2, J is 4. When K is equal to 2, this becomes C21. This is what we get. And K is equal to 2 becomes 2 plus 1, 3. J is 4. We get C34. When K is equal to 3, this will become C2 comma 2. Because I is always 2. Remember, I is always 2 and J is always 4. So this will remain the same everywhere. Only this part would vary. This was when K is equal to 2. So this becomes C2. So let me repeat again. When K is equal to 2, C21 and C34. That is what I get. When K is equal to 3, this becomes C22, C44. This is what I get. And when K is equal to 4, because K varies from I to J, and my I is 2 and J is 4 because of this. When K is 4, this becomes C23 and this becomes C54. C23 and C54. Now if you look at, we know that Ci comma I minus 1 is 0. That means this is 0, this is 0. And this C22 is P2, C44 is P4. So this equation becomes, this summation of all probability would P2, P3, P4 plus minimum of 0 plus C34. this is P2, this is P4, and then C23 and P54 is 0. This is what we basically get. So that means now to evaluate C24 where gap was 2, I need to evaluate C34 and C23. You can evaluate the same way and continue. So let's look at the way how do you proceed. I may take a little more time today. If I'm running out of time, do let me know. Then we can continue tomorrow. What is my time now? I will still have 15 minutes. That's okay. So let's continue. We need to build. We need to, let's say, build C2 comma 4. So we know C2 comma 4 is what we need to build. This is my C2 comma 4. To build this, we know this sum of probability 2 to 4, and we done from previously mean of C21, C34, C22. So C21, this is C21, and this is C34. Now look at C22. C22 is probability 2. So this indicates number of rows and the column. So we're trying to, we need to beat C24. This is row 2, column 4. So C24 depends upon C21. C21 is this, and we know that from our previously we said that C I comma I minus 1 is 0, and because this is 0, so this item would be 0. Similarly, C32 would be 0. Similarly, C43 would be 0. And similarly, C54 would be 0. And we know C22 is P2, C33 is P3, C44 is P4. This property is given to us. Because we know the key values AK, we know the probability, these are given to us. So C24 is C21 or C34, C21 is 0, and this is C34, plus C22 is P2, C44 is P4, and C23, this is C23, this is my C23, and C54, this is my C54, which is 0, and this is what I basically get. And that means I need to left with now among this equation, if you look at what I know P2, I know P3, I know P4, I need to compute C23, and I need to compute C34. Let's compute C23 and C34. Now C34 is following the game now, probability of P3 plus P4 plus min of J or K 3 into 4. So this becomes min of, when K is equal to 3, it becomes C3 comma, remember my equation, min of Ci K minus 1 and C K plus 1 J. Now in this case, when my K is 3, so this becomes C32, K is 3, this becomes 4, J is 4. So in this case, my I is 3, and this is J, and this is I. So I is 3, J is 4. So always find I is 3 and J is 4, I is 3 and J is 4. That we always find out. So look at when I find C34, my first is K is 3, so becomes C I K minus 1, which is C32, plus C K plus 1J, which is K plus 1 is 4, because K is 3, and next time is K is 4, so it becomes C I K minus 1, that means C3 comma 3, and plus C K plus 1J, since K is 4 becomes C54. Now we know that this is 0, we know this is 0, we know what C44 is, C44 is P4, C33 is P3, and that means we can compute this C34 directly without doing any other recursion. Similarly, C23, now my k would vary from 2 to 3. My I is 2 and my j is 3. So I is 2, first k becomes 2. So Cik minus 1, which is C21, Ck plus 1j, k is 2, so becomes C33. Second term, k becomes 3, Ci comma k minus 1, which is C22 plus C k plus 1j, k is 3, C43. Now this is 0 again, this is 0 again, and this is P3, this is P2. So we can compute both, and that means we can compute both C23. C23 would be P3, min of P3 and P2, and similarly C34 would be min of C4, 4 and 3, because this is 0, and that's how we can actually find out. So this is what we look at, because this is 0, remember we said C2 comma 1 is 0, C4 comma 3 is 0, C3 comma 2 is 0, and C4 comma 3 is 0, and then we just evaluate and continue. So look at what we finally get in this case. If we look at general term, Ik varies from I to j, and Cik minus 1 to Ck plus 1j. Let we need to compute Cij. So look at in general, how does it really work? Cij would vary from first, when k is I, first term would be Cii minus 1 and Ci plus 1j, which is Ci minus 1, I minus 1. If we look at, this is, I can look at node I minus 1. So basically Cii minus 1, and this is my Ci, this is I, this row would be I plus 1, this column is j. So Cij, this Cij would depend upon this value, min of these two, or min of Ci comma I plus 2. Ci comma I is this, and this is Ci plus 2, 2j, it will depend upon 2, and so on and so forth. You continue, and finally get Cij minus 1, which is this, and Cj plus 1j, which is basically this. So look at any term we are looking at, this term Cij depends upon this, sum of this and this, sum of this and this, sum of this and this, and sum of this and this, min of all these terms. So basically all the j minus I plus 1 terms, min of these, and once I can find the min, I can find Cij. And we work out with an example and show that how would that work. Let's take our example, compute. So we want to compute given 4 keys, A1, A2, A3 and A4. I mean 3 keys, A, B, C, D, with the probability as 0.1, 0.2, 0.4 and 0.3. And we need to compute the optimal binary search tree for this. So how do you compute optimal binary search tree? That means I need to find my cost C1, 4. So let's start with how to find C1, 4. C1, 4 is some probability which is 1 plus min of all the 4 possibility, 1 to k minus 1, k plus 1 to 4. So that means 1 to 0, 2 to 4, 1 to 2, and then k becomes 2, then 1 to 1, 3 to 4. That's essentially what we look at. So now look what we really get here. If you want to look at, we want to find C1, 4. This is what we want to find. So this will depend upon this and this, will depend upon this and this, this and this, and this and this. This is what will depend upon, and that's what we'll look at, compute. We know that C10, which is C10, this is my C10, this is 0, C21, this is 0, C32, 0 again, this is 0, and this is 0. Similarly, C11 is P1, this is P2, this is P3, and this is P4, because we know Cii is Pi, and ci comma I minus 1 is 0, we know that. And by making use of this, we'll proceed this way. So let's look at how do we compute. So this is all C10, C21, C32, C43, and C54. Similarly, C11 is P1, P1 is 0.1, P1 is 0.1, so you get 0.1. P22 is 0.2, you'll get a value 0.2 here. Similarly, the C33 is P3, which is 0.4, so you'll get 0.4 here, and this value will get 0.3. We know that. And now making use of this, how do we build? And we also want to know that we find a minimum which k gives me optimal value, and we keep that value in this what is called a root table. Because our ultimate objective is to find the root of binary search tree. That's what we really want to find. So look at one, my node is only C11. C11, I have only one node, that has to be the root, so value has to be 1. For C22, value has to be 2. For C3, the value has to be 3. And C44, value has to be 4. And now we start looking at slowly one at a time, figuring it out. Our job is to find C14. This is what we really want to find, but this will depend upon this plus this, this plus this, this plus this, this plus this, and this plus this, and then what do we need to find out. So let's look at how do we really find out. Now C12, if we look at our two possibilities, min of k is 1 because here I is 1 and j is 2. So my k can vary only 1 and 2. When k becomes 1, it becomes I minus 1, which is C10, I plus 1j, which is 2, and then k is 2, I minus 1, which is 1 comma 1, and k plus 1, 2, and k is 2, C32. Now this is 0, this is 0, what I am left with, C22, which is P2, C11, which is P1, so C22 is 0.2, C11 is 0.1, so it is this term that gives me the minimum. So 0.1 plus this term P1 plus P2 is 0.3, I get 4. Because k is equal to 2 gives me optimal, so I choose k is equal to 2. So that means for C12 will put the value 2 there, and I fill the value 0.4 and put the value 0.2 here. Same way we compute. Now next term, let's say C23, we want to compute this C23, we compute this diagonally because we do, remember this, if we have only gap of 1, we do only 2 comparison. Now how does C23 would work? Let's look at C23. C23 sum would be P2 plus P3. Now my I is 2 and my j is 3. So it will be Ci comma I minus 1, which is C2 for k is 2. So this is k is 2 and this is k is 3. When k is 2, I k minus 1 becomes C2 comma 1, k plus 1 to j, C33. Here k is 3 because there are two possibilities 2 and 3. When k is 3, Cik minus 1, I is 2, C22, and k plus 1 is 4, C43. And look again, this is 0, this is 0 again, this is P3, and this is P2. So my values becomes min of 0 plus C33 is 0.4, C33 is 0.4, C22 is 0.2. So min of this is 0.2. This min comes from k is equal to 3. So 0.6 plus 0.3, sorry, 0.6 plus 0.2 gives me a 0.8. For k is equal to 3, this is what I get. So I value put here C23 would be 0.8 and the optimal value k is 3, so we'll put 3 here and this is what we'll get. So I computed this. Same way we'll compute next one. Let's compute C3 comma 4. C3 comma 4, again you look at, this is I and this is j. So I is 3, j is 4. So first sum is P3 plus P4 and min of K is 3 and K is 4. When K is 3, Cik minus 1 which is C32, K plus 1J which is 44. When K is 4, Cik minus 1, I is 3, K minus 1 becomes 3, C33, K plus 1J, K plus 1 is 5 because K is 4. Now look, this again is 0 and this again is 0. So anytime you look at indexes, something like Cii plus 1 term always be 0 because you get term like this. And look, C44 is 0.3 and C33 is 0.4. So my minimum comes from now this one where K is equal to 3 and 0.3 plus 0.4 is 0.7 and this is sum of P3 plus P4 which is 0.7. So value becomes 0.7 plus 0.3 which is 1.0 and that is what we basically get here. So 1.0 comes here and this minimum comes from K is equal to 3. So value here would be 3. Now I got this. I can compute now C1 comma 3 and I can compute C2 comma 4 and then I can compute C1 comma 4. By going same way, C1 comma 3, my I is now 1. This is my I. This is my J. Now look at some min of K is equal to 2. So K is 1. Then second term K is 2, then third term K is 3. When K is 1, becomes Cik minus 1 C10, Ck plus 1J, K plus 1 2, C2 comma 3. When K is 2, you will basically get Cik minus 1 which is C11, Ck plus 1J, K plus 1 is K is 2, so K plus 1 is 3, C3. When K is 3, this will become Cik minus 1 which is C12. You will get C12 here and Ck plus 1J which is 43. So look at this is 0 and this is 0. We know what C23 is. C23 is 0.8. So we get 0.8. We know what is C11. C11 is 0.1 and C33 is 0.4. So 0.1 plus 0.4, C12, this is C12, so C12 is 0.4, C43 is 0, so this is 0.8, this is 0.5, this is 0.4, that means this is the minimum. And minimum comes for K is equal to 3, C1 through minimum is 0.7 plus 0.4 which is 1.1 and that is what you get 1.1 here. And this minimum value comes from K is equal to 3. So we keep root as K is 3 here. Same way we can compute C2 comma 4. This is my C2 comma 4. C2 comma 4. I is 2. J is 4. So P2 plus P3 plus P4 which is 0.2 plus 0.4 plus 0.3 which gives me 0.9 plus min of Ci comma K minus 1. K varies from now 2, 3 and 4. When K is 2, this becomes Ik minus 1 C21, K plus 1J C34 plus C22 C44 plus C23 C54. Now this is 0, this is 0 again. We know what C34 is. C34, this is my C34 which is 1.0. So we'll do it 0 plus 1.0, C22 is 0.2, C44 is 0.3, so we get 0.22 plus 0.3 which is from here, and then this is C23, C23 is 1.8 and C54 is 0, so minimum is this is 1, this is 1, this is 0.5, this is 0.8, this gives you a minimum and minimum comes from when K is equal to 3. So 0.9 plus 0.5 gives me 1.4 and that is what I get 1.4 here, and this 1.4 comes from K is equal to 3, so I put K is equal to 3 here as my. Having done this, now question of finding C1 comma 4. Same way we can find C1 comma 4. Here my I is 1 and my J is 4. So I'll have 4 terms min of Ci comma k minus 1. So k is equal to 1, k is equal to 2, k is equal to 3, k is equal to 4. I'll get 4 such terms. So this is k is equal to 1. Then I get k is equal to 2. Then I get k is equal to 3. Get k is equal to 4. Find min of all this. And you know that this is 0. This is 0. C24 we know C24. C11 we know. C34 we know C34. We know C12, C12. We know C44. We know C44. We know C13. So we look at, we know. So essentially if we look at, we are finding a min of this and this, this and this, and this and this. So let me maybe take a different color coding. We are finding min of this and this, min of this and this, min of this and this. If we look at, min happens to be, and of course, oh, sorry, I made a mistake there. C14 would be C10, so finding min of this and this, min of this and this, min of this and this, and min of this and this. This is the fourth thing we're trying to find out and look at. Now C10 is 0 and C24 is 1.4. This is what first term is. C11 is 0.1 and C34 is 1.0, 0.1, 1.0. C12 is 0.4. You get 0.4 plus C44. C44 is 0.3, and then we get C13 is 1.1 and C54 is 0. So you get min of 1.4, 1.1, 0.7 and 1.1. So 0.7 happens to be the minimum. 0.7 plus 1.0, you basically get 1.7. So we get the value 1.7 here. And optimal comes from this k is equal to 3. So this happens to be 3. So we computed the value C14 and we know that C14 comes from my root node optimal value of k. So how do I build my binary search tree? We look at, this is what C17 comes from this. That means my root has k was this. That means for C14, my root has to be A3, key number 3, because 3 comes from here. And that is how we make use of doing that. So for C14, my root has to be 3, which is node C. Now R14, this tree 14, our left subtree and right subtree, remember my key is 3. So left tree would have key A1 and A2, and right key would have A4, because key A3 is my root. So I build a root of A1 and A2, which is R12. When you look at R12, this is R12, and this is 2. That means root for this is 2, which is B. When R12 is B, I cannot have a right subtree. My left subtree only 1, which is key A1. Because left subtree has to be key less than this root node, which is A2, and right subtree has to be key greater than this. But the maximum node is 1, 2, 2. So right subtree is empty and left subtree is A1. And that means my left subtree here, if you look at, would be A1 or R11. For this, my root is A3. So my rough subtree would be only A4, which is R44D. And that is how my subtree would basically become. And this follows. So look at the tree. A tree get C, B. My tree becomes C, B, D, So this is my
So we have
optimal
another
subtree. Yeah.
question of
Go ahead, please. Yeah, we have a class now, which is fine. So let me stop. I'm more or less
yes, sir.
done. Yeah, I'm more or less done. So work it out. We look at the algorithm tomorrow and we get into details and then we discuss next step. Thank you. But please go through, understand. You'll be better off explaining. Thank you. If you have questions, you can ask me. You can ask questions tomorrow as well.